You're listening to the Daily Hustle Podcast, Episode 1. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Daily Hustle. In this episode, you will hear from the dynamic Vikki Harry. She was gracious enough to host the interview in her lovely home, where you can probably hear the birds tweeting away in the background. So who is Vikki? Well, she was born and raised on the Cape Flats in Mitchell's Plein, Cape Town. In 2003, she packed up and left home for the city of gold, Johannesburg. She currently lives in Norwood with who she calls her twin flame and two beautiful daughters. Vikki was an executive personal assistant for various companies in almost every industry. But in 2014, she took a leap of faith and left a 10-year career in the corporate world to start her very own business, a company called Momsterbox. Momsterbox provides storage for everything from toys to shoes to books, making it the ultimate accessory for any room in your home. I should know, I have two of them. Each box is handmade and personalized. Momsterbox was recently featured in the August 2017 issue of Mamas and Papas magazine, and is also available in the boutique baby gifting store called Little Boutique in Melrose Arch. With the blessing of Vikki, this episode is dedicated to Vikki's father, Trevor Claude Roberts, who just 1 week after we recorded this episode, sadly lost his battle to cancer. May his soul rest in peace. Welcome to another episode of The Journey by The Daily Hustle with me, your host, Tasneem Abrahams, and I'm joined today by the lovely Vikki Harry from Momsterbox.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. So as you know, like I was explaining to you, this podcast is really about the entrepreneurs and on different stages of the entrepreneurial journey. So perhaps we could start with you just talking a little bit about yourself and your business and how you got sort of where your journey began.
Oh, what a story. Okay, where do I start? Okay, Vikki Harry, 37 years old, born and bred in Mitchell's Plein, Cape Town, been living in Joburg for 14 years. And yeah, my business is called Momsterbox Pty Ltd, and basically what it is I make personalized wooden storage boxes. It initially started off as something just for kids, as toy boxes, and has now evolved into something that even my husband is crazy about. He uses it for everything from his shoes to vinyls. So it's personalized, and it's basically a storage box called Momsterbox. And yeah, do you want to know how I got to the whole idea, or will we get there?
So I mean, maybe how old is the business and how did you end up starting a business?
Okay, so I sold my first box in August 2013.
Okay.
And that was a test. It was basically using old wood to just put stuff together, and I still have it in the garage. And 2014 was basically I think, 2013, 2014 was like I started, then I tested it for about a year.
Okay.
And after I tested it for about a year, that's when I knew, okay, this is what I wanted to do. So officially the business started in 2015. That's when I registered it and got all that, all the formalities out of the way. But I sold my first box late in 2013, and 2014 was my test year, and then I can officially say the business started in the beginning of 2015.
So what were you doing at the time when you sold your first box?
So I've always been in corporate. I've always been either an executive PA or office manager. I've always been in an office job. And I was actually working at a international consultancy as an executive personal assistant. And I was in that job for about just over 3 years when I had my moment.
Okay. Can you describe that moment?
It's literally like being thrown with a brick against the head when you realize, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I doing something that I complain about every day? Always threatening to leave or to try something new. And I was literally sitting at my desk after just coming back from maternity leave and realizing that I need to be at home with the kids. I can't be sitting at a job working until 9 o'clock at night, missing out on crucial moments. And also, our youngest daughter, when she was born, she had a very difficult birth, and for the first 4 to 6 months of her life, she was in and out of hospital. And obviously, my maternity leave was now done, and I needed to get back to the office. Got into a big fight with my manager at the time because I couldn't get my bonus, I couldn't get my increase because I was more at home with my sick child.
Yeah.
But it's not like I was sitting at home on holiday. I was sitting with my computer working one moment and taking care of a sick child the next moment. So it was basically juggling that. And I was sitting at my office one day, and I was going through tons of pictures on Google because I was redesigning the kids' bedroom. And I saw this picture of a personalized wooden toy box.
Yeah.
And I remember scrolling thinking, oh, that's so pretty. I need to get the girls one. And then that was, I swear to you, if I could look up and see a light bulb appear above my head, that was exactly what it felt like. And it was, why don't you just make a toy box? You've got power tools, you know how to use it, you love doing stuff, you love making furniture, refurbishing stuff. Make a toy box.
Okay.
So then I tried, didn't quite go according to plan because you actually need clamps to keep the four sides together. So then I got, you know, we always have an uncle. There's always an uncle in the office. So I got an uncle to make me a toy box, and when he brought it to our house, it was a simple box with 4 corners. Okay, wait, 8 corners. And I just fell in love with the whole idea, and I put little stickers on it. I painted it the same color like the kids' room was. And I was so excited about, I was more excited about the actual toy box than the kids were.
Yeah.
And something, I just knew that there was something about this toy box, as simple to, I didn't invent the wheel, I just reinvented it. And it's something as simple as that just brought me so much joy and so much satisfaction. And I knew that this feeling, you know, I couldn't let this feeling go without acting on it.
Okay.
And that was the universe basically telling me, hey, you know, start something, start your own thing. This is what you love doing, so just go for it.
So at that point, you were still in your job?
I was still in my job, and I was still in corporate for about another, just close to 2 years before I actually took the plunge.
Okay.
And like thinking back, sometimes I think, you know, if I had just left corporate that time, you know, the business could have been so much bigger by now. But I needed to have that last almost 2 years at corporate to actually to train myself and to basically wean myself out of almost 15 years of being in corporate. And so it was a blessing in disguise that I stayed, because even after that company, I was so unhappy. I moved to another company, still in corporate, still trying to do Momsterbox on the side. And I had a boss that actually told me, okay, you know what, in 2 months' time I'm resigning, and you need to resign because you need to grow your business.
Yes.
And he was my angel, or my blessing in disguise, that actually pushed me over the edge and told me, you need to jump. Don't worry, the net will appear, but you need to jump.
Yeah.
So that was eventually when I left corporate, but I didn't leave without sort of growing it to an extent that I knew I would be comfortable once I left corporate.
Yeah. So if you were to, like, if there were other entrepreneurs out there who are in a similar position to you, they're in a corporate job and they feel they want to start their own business, or they've started like you, they've started on the side because there is that fear of like leaving, you know,
that fear,
the salary that you know that's going to come in, and you know, what advice would you give to somebody who's in a similar position to you?
Well, one thing that I never did, and it's probably something that I would have done differently, is make sure that I've got enough capital to start the business and to keep the business going for at least 1 year.
Okay.
So when I started it, my salary was basically funding my side business.
Yeah.
And when the money came in, I didn't know what to do with this additional money, so it basically just went into my everyday, you know, day-to-day things. You need to be able to save whatever money you're making from the business, just put that aside or save and keep it separate so that you know that once you leave your corporate job, that 25th is not going to be there anymore. That security of the 25th is not going to be there anymore. The security of getting a bonus. It's so far from what I know, you know, I can't even imagine getting a lump sum of money anymore. So when you have the opportunity to put money away on the side because you need capital to keep your business going. And that's the one thing that I never had the luxury of doing, or I never had the wisdom at the time to actually save so that when I got further down the line in the business, when the business now had to start funding itself, you could always tap into that savings.
Yes.
So, like, the advice that my husband always tells me, or like he always tells other people, is in the good times you need to save, and in the bad times you use your savings to market yourself when you market your business.
Okay.
Which is a strategy which I would have done if I had known that.
Now
that I know where I am right now, and that's very good advice that I can pass on to somebody else.
Yeah. It's difficult though, because like when you when the money's coming in, especially if you do have a family, like you've got 2 kids, so it is difficult though to save for a rainy day when there's uniforms to be bought and fees and doctors' fees and things like that. So it is difficult, but like you're saying, it's a discipline that you need to have in order to, because you are working towards an end goal.
Yeah, and it should be a rule for all entrepreneurs. I mean, not a lot of people, people see the outcome, like at least the end story, and they say, oh, you're a business owner, oh, you're an entrepreneur, you must be coining it. But there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But I mean, you need to be disciplined with your money from the get-go.
So that's actually one of the questions I had on my list was, how do you keep motivated? So I think that ties in nicely with that, because we all know that financial stress can be very demotivating and demoralizing. So how did you keep motivated along the journey?
I'm very lucky that I have a husband that's on exactly the same journey as I am. So we are twin flames. We are absolutely yin and yang. So when he's demotivated, I'm the one that motivates him, and vice versa. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, there's been a lot of times in this journey where I said, screw it, I'm going back to corporate. I'm going back to corporate at the end of the month. I'm going to find me a job because I need the security. But I can't go back, because every single second or every single minute I'm going to be spending in corporate making somebody else money, I can be doing that, investing that time into myself and my own business. And so that's what keeps me motivated all the time, knowing that I've already done so much for where I am right now. Why would I want to spend one day making money for somebody else where I can? I mean, the cap I have is unlimited. You're working at a corporate job. They're going to put a value on you. They're going to put a number on you. They're going to say you are worth X. That's all you're worth. You want to work overtime and get some extra money, that's your thing. But as entrepreneurs, we have an unlimited cap. So the harder we work, the more we know that, I mean, like, I can get 10 times my salary if I just work 10 times harder. So you constantly have to have people that's in the same space as you that will constantly motivate you. So my motivation comes from the friends and the peers and the people that I surround myself with. And most importantly, from my husband. Because he keeps me going. He's like, nobody's going back to corporate.
Because entrepreneurship can be quite a lonely journey. Like like you're saying, like you in the journey itself, because in your business it's quite lonely. So you need to have sort of that moral support.
You have to have it,
and believe in your business and your ability to.
And I surround myself with. I'm very fortunate to be able to surround myself with a lot of people that's on the journey. I mean, you on this journey. I've got a group of friends that's on this journey. So every single day, not a day goes by where one of us is not sending some sort of motivational little picture, and it could be something that I just needed to hear. Somebody motivating you all the time. Just keep going. Things are gonna get better. You cannot be working this hard, being so passionate with what you do, and not expect a positive outcome.
There's a man named Simon Sinek. I don't know if you know who he is. He's quite popular with like TED Talks, and he's basically coined that whole question of what is your why, which people often ask of business owners and entrepreneurs. But basically the premise is that people often think about what they want to do and how they're going to do it, when actually you should first be asking what is your why, and that drives what and how you're going to do it. So for you, what would you say, what is your why?
Why I'm doing this. Why I'm a business owner. Why not? So it's just, I know my worth, and I know that I'm worth so much more than what somebody else sort of puts on a piece of paper and says, this is your job description, so that's your worth as far as somebody else is concerned. I know that I'm doing this because I know that I can make a success of myself by doing what I love doing. And the reason why I do it is I also want to be I want to be a positive influence on other people, especially my children. Like every day I ask my kids, so what do you want to be today? Because yesterday it was a ballerina, then it was a doctor, then it was a veterinarian. It was not every day. But what I love about the answers is that they never say that they want to go and work for a boss or they want to work in the office. Because that is all that I knew growing up. You must go work for Old Mutual. And you must get a policy, and you must organize policies for the whole family, and you must get a gold watch after your how many years of service.
Yeah.
And I want to change that, you know, because I don't have to work for a corporate. I don't have to go and sit in an office. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, and that is what I want to instill in my children as well. If you want to go and be a business owner and sell sweets for the rest of your life, if it makes you happy, you go and you do it. You know, so why I do it is because I can. Because I can, and because I know that the more I push myself, the more I'm capable of doing greater things.
You also, your kids are both girls. Do you think from that angle, being a woman in entrepreneurship and them being girls, do you think that there's an extra need to motivate girls to know that they can do whatever they want because there's that societal expectation that they must fit into certain roles?
I would like for them to get to a point where them being a woman, it's not even a disadvantage. Yeah, it's going to be like, I'm a woman, so what? I can do exactly what you can do as a male, you know. So I love the fact already that when I ask Hannah, what do you want to do when you're big? Sometimes she gives me the answer and she says, I'm going to run Momsterbox. You know, so I'm like, really? Because she's always helping me with the stickers and whatever. And, you know, so yeah, I want them to get to a point where being a woman is not an issue. It's basically, it's your gender. Yeah. And it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to hold you back from doing anything that you want to do.
Yeah. Where to for Momsterbox? What is your end goal with Momsterbox? Where do you envision going?
So basically, what I realized is that I want to have a range of furniture, and I've always loved interior design. I want to be able to have products that's going to fill an entire room, you know. But storage is it's my element. So whatever I make. Whatever furniture we make, it has to have the element of storage, because as a mom, we know. I mean, how many Momsterboxes do you have now? 2?
3.
3?
2.
Now you've got 2.
2, yes.
So
a double one and a normal one.
Yes. So, I just want to be able to provide that solution for the problems we have as moms when it comes to storage. And it shouldn't just be one of those plastic boxes. It should be something that's like the Momsterbox is. It's visually, you know, attractive. It's actually so gorgeous that I fall in love with it.
Well, the one box that I have isn't even for my kids. I use it for the bottom of my own
Exactly. So it's so versatile. So I want there to be an entire range of something that when anybody says, oh, I need to buy furniture for my room, you know, there's going to be a solution that Momsterbox is going to provide. So if I decide to do, for example, headboards, you know, it's going to be a smart headboard. It's not just going to be a headboard. It's going to be a headboard that's going to offer you some sort of storage solution, because there's thousands of things that we need to just find some way to pack it away. So eventually I want to have a furniture line. So I'm even thinking of changing Momsterbox to Momster Inc. Monsters Inc. And then having all the little
That's clever, play on the Monster.
Exactly.
Monster Inc.
So that's sort of where I'm looking at, just expanding the furniture range, but still sticking within my portfolio of providing a storage solution.
Speaking of that, with Momster, where did that name come from?
So I was a bit of a rebel growing up as a teenager, and I was very, very naughty. And one of my best friends at the time started calling me Vikki Monster, because he said I'm like the Cookie Monster. I go around and I just cause chaos wherever I go. So Vikki Monster was my nickname that he gave me. And then it was my email address for years. It was always, it's still Vikki Monster at Gmail. It was my chat name. Whenever I'd be in a chat room, it was always Vikki Monster. And then when I needed a name for the company, I was like, I can call it a Momsterbox, because Monsters Inc. also just came out at the time. I said, I can call it a Momsterbox, but then I was like, no, kids are scared of monsters, and what sort of logo am I going to have? And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm a mommy now. So I'm going to just put a swing on the word monster, and then it was Momster. And I thought it was cheesy in the beginning, but then I realized, no, it's not.
No,
Because
it's not at all.
It's catchy.
feminine, yeah.
And yeah, so it stuck. So, yeah, my kids
Because moms kind of are like monsters when it comes to kids
and the
needing
weird
to pack
thing
away their
is,
toys.
And the weird thing is, on Facebook, there's always this thing about when you count to 3, you know, that's when you become a momster, and that's like my thing in the house. Before I even read that, I'll say 1.
Yes, everybody.
2,
I don't know.
and
I mean, like for those who are listening or watching and don't have kids, like you quickly learn the counting game.
Yeah,
it's like,
I haven't.
I'm gonna count to 3, and then you're gonna have to stop crying. 1, 2, and if you're not. But my kids
Sometimes
even do
it
that
works.
now to each other. Like
Yes.
when they're fighting, then
No,
they
it
say to
doesn't
each
matter.
other, I'm gonna
I've
count
got
to 3.
There's a few times where I've ended up at like 13, waiting for them to do
2.5. Yeah. No, so I think it's really apt. So it's interesting that actually, it's kind of funny because a lot of the times when I speak to entrepreneurs, there seems to be, when we're talking about the journey, there seems to be almost like a thread in the story that somehow everything was leading to that. So the fact that you were called Vikki Monster and now you have a Momsterbox brand, or they will always like be cues in people's stories that there's something that was leading you towards this path.
Like, I didn't even realize. I was actually telling 2 of our friends that came over in the week. I told them, I said, when I actually thought back, I was an entrepreneur since the age of, I think, 9 years old when I had a huiswinkeltjie at home. So I was selling 10-cent chips for 20 cents.
Yeah.
You know the 10-cent chips we used to eat? Still sold that for 20 cents. I was selling the black balls and the Chappie's bubble gum. And when I moved to Joburg, I found a place that sold chemicals, and then I started buying chemicals there and selling chemicals, but like only putting a 5 rand markup on, not even taking into consideration my petrol and my time and all of that stuff we have to do now. But it's just like I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit, like both my sister and I, because she also sold chemicals at one point when she was still living in Cape Town. So I mean, we've always had this sort of let's hustle, you know, let's see what we can do here and there. And like I never realized it until recently. That, like I've always had that entrepreneurial blood.
Yeah.
Running through
but
my
I think
veins.
also coming from the Cape Flats, so to speak, it's like it's not being an entrepreneur isn't a thing. Like, you know, it's,
you must go work at the corporate.
Yeah, and you don't think that is a actual like profession, chosen profession. So, like, and if you think about it, growing up, I mean, I grew up in Grassy Park. If you think about our communities that we lived in, the people around you are all hustlers. Like everybody's doing something, selling something that they got, you know, for cheap, and then you know. So, without us knowing, it is in our blood. It's just that we are never. We never think that. We never think that we either not good enough, or we never think that it's even possible. So it is great that we then get to share to the next generation that actually know this is possible. What would you say is has been your biggest? You mentioned that not having access to capital was a big hurdle.
Yeah, definitely.
But what would you say was your biggest milestone thus far?
Every week is something different. Every week is something more exciting happening, but not necessarily a milestone, because I think I'm yet to reach that milestone that I'm looking for, and I guess it'll probably happen when I'm on 500 Momsterboxes, and I'm not too far from that. So I'll probably celebrate that. But a lot of exciting things that has happened lately was I had an opportunity to speak at a Google brunch for entrepreneurs. And it was the first time I had to do any sort of public speaking aside from my normal speeches, you know, after a couple of glasses of champagne and as I take the mic and, you know. So that was such an amazing opportunity. I wasn't supposed to be the guest speaker. I was invited as a guest, and then on I think 2 or 3 days before the event, my friend who's at Google asked me if I would basically be the main guest speaker.
What was your initial reaction?
Fuck off! No!
Because you hear Google and you think...
Oh no, that was my initial reaction. I literally said, fuck no. Can't do it. And then I suggested that she ask a friend of mine who's also an entrepreneur, and I basically, while I'm still on the phone with her, messaging my friend saying, I've got an awesome opportunity for you. They're looking for a guest speaker at a Google brunch. Would you do it? So she's like, I'm already done with my first page. Because she was so excited. So she spoke about the fact that she wanted to do public speaking. And she was the first person I thought of. And then I went back and I was like, no man, you know, all you do all day, people phoning you, asking you for advice or whatever. You telling people take every opportunity that comes your way. And here you are being a hypocrite, shutting down this amazing opportunity. Sean had a couple of words with me. He's like, baby, do it, man. Just stand up there and just talk, you know. You don't even have to prepare because you always do well when you wing it. And obviously, I don't think so. Sometimes I think I just talk a lot of nonsense. Spoke to another friend of mine as well, and it was like the encouragement was just pouring in, and I phoned my friend back, and I was like, I'm actually going to do it. So I'm really sorry if I got you all excited. So she's like, no, my friend, it's your opportunity. You take it, you do it. Called Google back, and I was like, I'll do it. And I promise you, I've not been on such a high probably since my daughter was born, since Hannah was born. Like, the feeling that I got while I was standing up there speaking, I was really nervous. I was extremely nervous. But once I started speaking, I mean, like, I had about 4 pages all typed out in big words just in case I couldn't see it, in case I was nervous. And by the time I got to the second page, I was winging it and I was talking, and I had them in stitches. And the one lady actually came to me afterwards and she said, if by any chance Momsterbox doesn't make it, you should really consider doing stand-up comedy because you're really funny. And it wasn't my intention to stand up there and be a comedian, but it's just like that's the nature of who I am, you know. So it's like if I get nervous, I crack jokes. Like even to a point when I had my epidural when I was giving birth, I was so funny because I was so nervous and I was just talking nonsense to this anesthetist. But I mean, that's just my personality. So that was a real highlight for me. And then also, it was just weird that in Women's Month, I did a lot of, I woke up one morning and I just told myself, you know what? I'm going to get into a couple of magazines and a couple of newspapers. I tried this, I went along this path last year and I got shut down by so many places. People tell me, no, you'll never get into this magazine. Your product isn't good enough. And I believed them to a certain extent. And the universe basically woke me up one morning and said, okay, it's time to get back on that horse now and get into a couple of papers. And within the month of August, not only did I do the Google Talk, I got featured in Mamas and Papas, 2 features in one magazine. Oh, wow. And I was in 7 newspapers across Joburg in 1 month.
That's amazing.
And it's like, nobody's going to tell me that I can't do something anymore because I wasted a year of potential marketing myself out there in media because of 1 or 2 people that told me that I couldn't do it. You know, and that's a very important lesson. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. You know, prove it not to them, but prove it to yourself that you can do it.
And take the opportunities. Don't say no.
Don't say no because when she called me again and she was like, Vikki, can you do this podcast? I was like, yes, please. I will do it. Anything else, anything you need me to do, I will do it. I'm saying yes to everything right now.
No, that's amazing. And I think that's for any entrepreneur. It's really just about believing in your product and you like I've always gone by the thing of if you ask, the worst thing that can happen is that they can say no. So you've already failed if you've never tried, right? So at least give it a try.
So true.
Can you maybe tell me a little bit about, do you have any sort of resources or go-tos when you're looking for business advice or inspiration or motivation?
So we basically wake up and go to bed with inspiration on TV. We don't watch DSTV, we don't watch any of that. We basically watch YouTube, and we've got a few of our favorite, not only motivational speakers, but also spiritual leaders that we listen to. So the one when it comes to motivation for the business every day, hearing on other entrepreneur stories, it's called Impact Theory. That we watch. It's hosted by Tom Bellew, and he also just started recently, and I mean his show has blown up. He interviews some of the most prestigious entrepreneurs out there, and the advice that you get from them is just it's absolutely priceless. Then there's also something called Impact Quotes. So if you're waking up and you're feeling a bit despondent and you just need to believe in yourself again, you can basically go and search Impact Quotes, that's believe, #believe, and the Impact Quotes will come up there. And it's what gets me going.
Yeah.
Then as far as also one of my favorite entrepreneurs and businesswomen that I look up to because she's very spiritual and she's very connected is Oprah.
Yeah.
You know, Oprah's got so much to share. She's got so much to learn. And even her Sunday Soul sessions, it's more spiritual, which we absolutely love. But you tie your spirituality into your entrepreneurship, and it's a winner. Because you cannot do the one without the other. You cannot go and think that you're going to run a business without faith. Because you have to base your business on faith every single day. Faith, belief, trust, all of these things.
And I think also like a lot of the like when you listen to successful entrepreneurs, a lot of them talk about how being authentic is part of what makes them successful, and how can you be authentic in your business if you aren't bringing that your personal beliefs or spirituality into, because at the end of the day, how you are in your personal life determines what your work, your culture of your business is, or the work ethic, or right, and so you're going to resonate with the same kind of people
because people buy from people. And if you kind in your business and you do your business out of a place coming from love, I mean, you can't go wrong. You know, it's all about having a good foundation, and your spirituality is your foundation of where your business will succeed. And you cannot do one without the other. I've realized that. So there's impact theory. There's anything from Oprah Winfrey. There's also Gary Vee.
Yes,
Gary Vee. He swears a hell of a lot, and I love it. And what I love the most about him is that people will always ask him for advice, right? And if he doesn't know the answer, he just looks at you and he says, I don't know. People's like, what route must I go? How do I follow my passion? He's like, I can't answer that for you. So that's why when people ask me questions and I don't know, I take the advice from Gary Vee, and I say, I don't know. I can only tell you what I've been through. I can't tell you about where you must go if I haven't walked a day in your footsteps.
I think I think why a lot of people like his advice, and that is because he's also very straightforward. Like he will, like I've seen like some of his interviews with young people when you'll like crap them out and tell them, like, what the heck are you doing?
There was one guy that asked him, you know what, my business isn't working. So he said, well, then you must have a shit product. Or your service must be shit. But there's something that you're doing that's not right, you know. So he puts it as it is, he lays it down as it is. And
I think also because, like, you know, you get a lot of these people who are, you know, they are in the space of teaching marketing skills or whatever, but they come from a very theoretical point of view. But because he started as a entrepreneur, hustling to get where he is.
And that's his word, hustle. That's his word.
No, absolutely. But he also, I once listened to him say that hustle, that is kind of very romantic. It's like a sexy word, like to hustle. But actually, hustle is nothing without self-awareness. He actually spoke about how you need to be self-aware, what it is your passion is, what your goals are, and then you need to work hard for it. Hustling is just something you have to do as together with all of those other things.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And like for me, it seems as most of the time he's also just winging it. I don't think he goes up and prepares any of his talks. So, you know, he just speaks from the heart, and he speaks about what he knows. So Gary Vee is also another one that we've recently come across and helped us a lot with that. Because I mean, people ask us for advice all the time, and when I say us, I mean myself and Sean. And most of the time, like, I say, oh, I'm winging it here, so I don't really know what I could tell you. But if I've got some good advice that I can give you, I'll pass it on, you know. And that's another thing, like share your experiences, share your doubts, share your failures, share your moments, share your highs. Because nobody's going to be stealing it from you, you know. Just trust and faith.
Because there's only one you, right? So.
There's only one you, and yet the pie is big enough for us all, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, you, like, one of the things, like you mentioned now, if you have advice, you share it. And I mean, I think that you really did give quite a lot of good advice here, specifically when you were speaking about saving. So, one of the last questions I wanted to ask is, as entrepreneurs who don't have that access to, like, investment and funding, we have to bootstrap. So, what kind of advice would you give about to bootstrap when you're trying to build a business with as little funding as possible?
I don't know. I really don't know. Basically, I don't like the whole idea of going to investors. There's something about it that's just doesn't sit well with me. This is me personally. I mean, investors have done amazing things for a lot of people, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. The only way that I would have done it differently is if I had to save and build up my capital while I was still working in a permanent job, you know. But there's honestly no advice that I can give anybody because I'm in a situation where I should have probably done it differently. And if somebody had given me good advice back then, it would have probably changed my situation. So I should probably come up with something that will be able to help somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you mentioned that, so, I mean, bootstrapping is really like you have a shoestring budget, right? So when you have to build up stock, for example, or do you have any tips on that?
Yes, I do. I'm in the fortunate position where I don't only have one business. Okay. Right? I've only spoken about Momsterbox because that's my baby. That's my core business. There's a book called The 4-Hour Workweek.
Yes,
I've never read it, but my husband, it's like his Bible.
He also has a podcast if you are into this.
Okay,
podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, not really, but I will. So then, what makes it easier for us right now is the fact that we've got more than one stream of income. Okay. So we've got another business called the Cape Town Party in Joburg. It's going to fun there. So when Momsterbox is not making enough money or having enough sales or enough traction, I've got a second business that is once a month. So whenever I really need some funds and the Cape Town Party is doing well, I sort of tap into that. Yeah. So instead of just having one stream of income, you know, even if it's just something additional on the side that you can do, whether it's being a virtual assistant or, you know, just sort of tapping into a lot of your other talents. Yeah. Because we're not all born with one talent, you know. We are also, what is the word, multifaceted.
Yeah, that.
So I mean, like, find more than one stream of income, you know, to keep yourself going. So like with myself and Sean, we've got 4 streams, we've got 4 businesses. He has a consultancy. Together we own the Cape Town Party. We have a hiring company as well where we do private events, we do sound and DJ hire and stuff. And then there's Momsterbox. So when Momsterbox is doing well, Momsterbox will support. Yeah. But when Momsterbox is not doing well, the Cape Town Party will support. Yeah. So when all 4 businesses are running in conjunction with each other, I mean, we'll have no problems. But at the reality of the situation is that it never all 4 works together, because that's the universe telling us that we can't let all 4 businesses run together right now because you don't have the capacity. Yeah. And we don't want you to slack on anything else. So let's let 2 businesses run in conjunction with each other. But I know that we've been prepared for when all 4 runs in conjunction. So that's why we're busy working on our time plan, you know, our time management skills and stuff. But a second stream of income just to keep you going for when you have that moments of, you know, it's a quiet time of the year. June, July, August is a time when nobody really wants to do anything. Yeah. But I think that's some good advice. That's some good advice to keep something going at, because everything is seasonal. Yeah. So if you have something that's additional, so you know when your seasons are, as a second sort of income, that helps.
Okay, so those are the end of my serious questions. I have to end off what I call my rapid fire questions. These are just quick answers. 2 of them questions that you have to actually answer, and then the rest are more like you have to choose.
What 2 questions is this? Yeah, you never said.
Okay, so the first question is, what did you want to be or dream of being when you were a child?
A teacher.
Didn't we all?
Everybody wanted to be a teacher.
Colored girl.
It was more with a ruler. I had a ruler and I used to get the
My teacher's ruler was called the ethnic order. For those who don't understand, Afrikaans, that means don't have ears. Okay, what is your breakfast of choice?
I hardly have breakfast. But if I do have breakfast, it has to have some sort of eggs. I love my eggs.
You go to my own heart.
I love my eggs. I stopped eating meat recently, so there's no meat in my breakfast. So it'll just be eggs and some vegetables.
Okay, so I want you to pick one. PC or Mac?
PC.
Android or Apple?
Apple.
Good book or good movie?
Good movie.
Smart or casual?
Casual.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Fine dining or outdoor adventure?
Outdoor adventure.
Most daring thing you've ever done?
I have 2 children. That's daring. No, I owned a motorbike.
Oh wow, okay.
So I was a biker for about 4 months. About 4 months. So basically, I bought a little, it was a delivery bike, bought it, learned how to ride, really loved it, and then I moved to Joburg and I sold it.
Okay, so
because there was no way I was going to ride a bike in Joburg. So yeah, I guess that's one of the most daring things over there.
And last question, if you were an animal, what would you be and why?
I would be a chow chow.
What's a chow chow?
A dog.
A dog. Oh, okay.
He's a dog. He's a chow chow, and he's just got the life, man. He's just so chill. He's just relaxed. He's just calm. He's got no stress. It's like he's constantly meditating. So
Okay.
I would be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed. I know you were nervous, and like I was saying, I'm also nervous because I'm doing this for the first time. But I think it's fun. Like I say now to people, like, don't worry, because we're just gonna have a conversation, and it's your story.
Yeah.
The main thing is that I want to hear your story and what it is that drives you and how you got where you are today. And I think you captured that nicely today.
Cool. Thank you so much for having me. This was very exciting. I don't know why I was nervous at all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.